Welcome everyone to Dragon Quest FM, where we talk about and obsess over Dragon Quest. I'm Austin,
I'm BJ.
and this week we're going to be talking more about that other Dragon Quest game that was announced
The other
on
one.
Dragon Quest Day, which was Dragon Quest Monsters Withered World. Not
Yeah.
the Withered World. I always want to say the Withered World, but it's
Was
just
it not
Withered
the
World.
Withered World? Was it
I,
just Withered
I
World?
think it's Withered World, just the two
Wow.
words. Yeah, Dragon Quest
Oh
Monsters
man.
Withered World. Um, So we're going to be talking about that before we jump into that, though. Here at the beginning, I did want to give a special shout out to our friend Ryan Molina. He made a game a
Yeah.
while back called Popcorn Rocket. He like made got physical copies
Yep.
of it all done. So obviously I had to buy one,
hmm
and
It's on
uh,
Amazon for anybody
you,
who
you can buy it on Amazon. Yeah, I saw him post on Blue Sky. I think it was this week that he's almost out of physical copies.
yeah.
Um, but
Good.
anyway, it's called Popcorn Rocket. It's a lot of fun. I've been playing it on PS4 when I have some free time. I was even texting BJ about it,
Yeah.
and it's my kind of game. I love Galaga.
Uh-huh.
Okay, whenever Galaga came, there was like a collection on PS4 about like 10 years ago, I guess.
Oh man.
It
Yeah, I mean, I
was.
know the collection you're talking
Um,
about. God, it's
a-
been that long.
and I basically exclusively played Galaga on it. Like there was like Pac-Man and some other things in that collection. I
Yeah.
played Galaga. Reminds me a lot of Galaga, except it's got like DQ level puns throughout.
Solid.
Like
And they're
I was
good
even
ones. Like
I
they're
was even
good
texting
DQ level
you.
puns. Yeah.
Yeah, there instead of TIE fighters, they're pie fighters, and it's like pies. The one the I literally cackled out loud because there's a moment early in this game. There's it's like voiceovers and stuff. And there's a kid who's bred, by the way. It's like a bread ship is being attacked. And the kid, he's bred and he's like, "I'm not ready to die." And I laughed. Something about "I'm not ready to die" just like tickled my funny bone. And like really just I was playing the game, on the PS4 completely by myself and just laughed out loud like a crazy person. Um and so anyway, but Ryan, he's a really cool guy. If you guys have
Uh-huh.
listened to this podcast very long, he's been on here a couple of times. Just extremely nice guy and apparently talented.
Yeah.
Nice and
Who
talented guy,
knew,
which
right? After all the stuff he's done, apparently talented.
um but yeah, so just everybody go check it out. I think if even if you don't want the physical copy, the digital copy
Mhm.
is I think on sale right now. It's part of PlayStation's like Days of Play
Okay.
sales. So I think it's even discounted digitally right now. So, but everybody go check it out because Ryan's a really cool dude, and
Yep.
I'm having fun with this one. It's made me smile a whole lot. Um, there is like an easier mode, but it starts off that you can toggle it down to. But I mean,
Right.
it's tough. Like it's like old school. Like it really does remind me of like the old school shooters from like Galaga, but also even up to like there was a game I can't remember the name of it. I had on Super Nintendo. You were a helicopter, and you were like a
Okay.
military helicopter, and it had a similar style of
Oh
gameplay
yeah.
where I don't know. I don't consider that genre to be like my favorite, but like I do have a
Yeah.
soft spot for it that like anytime I'm playing it, I get really like into it.
I played so many of those in the arcades when I was a kid too. Like I would rent them over the weekends and just spend all weekend long playing these shoot 'em ups and bullet hell games. And the older I've got, I haven't played nearly as many of them. But
Yeah.
whenever I do fire one up, I have such a good time with it that I've got that one on my wish list on Amazon to be able to grab. I haven't picked it up yet, but I'm excited. Like as soon as I saw he had announced it on his Substack and the whole process, he goes through the process of if you guys want to go check it out on Ryan's Substack, that he goes through the process of getting a physical copy made, like
Which
getting a
is a
physical
really
version made of a game, which is a whole thing.
but
Like
I mean it's like it's a really good read. I read it
it
as
is.
well. It's a good read, yeah,
Yeah,
for
like it
sure.
was one of the most interesting things I've seen online in a while, just breaking that down. So yeah, congrats Ryan on getting it out and doing this. It's awesome. Awesome that you were
Yeah.
able to do that.
I I've been meaning to check it out since it was released like digitally,
Yeah,
and it's just one of those things that I would like always make a mental note, and I was like, oh, like I need to actually play this, and had it like wish listed and everything, and then whenever I saw it was like physical, I was like, nope,
gotta
gotta
have that
snag it
one.
because
Yep.
I'm like and I even told my kids I was like my friend made this.
Yeah. And the
Uh,
best part about it for you is that it's a PS4 game and not PS5. So you can actually play it on as the physical edition because your PS5 is broken, the disc drive is broken, and doesn't read
it
things.
is
So you
that is
actually
correct.
can play it on the PS4. But it
So
does
true.
play on the PS5 if you can, if you have one. So
Yeah, so true. Without further ado, though, let's talk about Dragon Quest Monsters Withered World. You mentioned it briefly last week. It's a new Monsters game,
mhm.
at least over here, because it was kind of like a global stream. They don't have a number after it, so we're not sure yet if it's actually going to be billed as like Dragon Quest Monsters 4 in Japan, the
Mhm.
way Dark Prince was
Dark
3 in
Prince was
Japan, but it was
3.
just but
Yeah.
it didn't have the numbering here. So we're not sure about that yet. We do know that it's focused on Bianca and Nera
Mhm.
as the characters. We know that there's a new cute little mascot that we're not really quite sure what he is.
I don't know what that is, but I love it. Like it looks derpy is the reason I love it. This derpy little platypus duck bear dog. Like I love it.
It looks like a dog, a platypunk dog
Yeah,
is the
it's
only way I can explain it. If you guys have not seen the trailer, go look at it because
and it's very short. Like it's
it
just a 30-second trailer or
30-second
something.
trailer. Yeah. So I'm excited to find out what that mascot is all about. I love Dragon Quest V. Bianca's one of my all-time favorite characters, and I like Nira fine too.
Mm-hmm.
Yuji Horii did say Deborah is in this one.
Oh, Diddy.
Um,
Awesome.
so for all of you people who choose Deborah as your bride in DQ5, because you hate yourselves, you can. Apparently, Deborah is got to be in this one as well, so you can enjoy that. I personally will not, but for the people who like Deborah, um, there you go. You can have your cake and eat it too, because apparently all three of them are in this one.
And I think it's interesting. What will be interesting to me is seeing what they do if they do anything really different from Dark Prince. That if they go in a different direction, because this one actually has two protagonists, and I'm curious on how that's going. Well, we're assuming it's two protagonists. They made a point to have both of
Yeah.
these characters wink at you and be together in the trailer. So I'm curious on how that's going to play. If it's going to be like a DQ Treasures kind of thing, where you swap back and forth occasionally for different abilities, or if it's going to be kind of like the original DQ Monsters 2, where it was Kobe and Tara, I think were the names,
Hmm.
that you swap like the different versions of the game, like Pokemon Red and Blue, if it's going to be something like that. If Wither World's going to have some sort of separate narrative for either one.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't even think about like the potential for like a dual release, kind of like Pokemon or like
Yeah,
DQ Monsters 2. Um, yeah, that's interesting.
it's
I don't know
it's
how I don't know how I feel about it because on some level, like I am tired of the dual releases of Pokemon games. I'm like, just do one.
understandably so.
But on the other hand, like it's still kind of fun to buy the two pack and like I take one and like Naomi will take the other,
Okay,
or like Nora, Rowan, whoever, the kids will take the other and we'll trade and do that stuff,
yeah,
fill out the Pokedex. Like
which is
it's
really
kind of
awesome that y'all can do that at this
fun.
point. Yeah.
It's like a fun element. Um, so I don't know. I mean, full disclosure, I bought the kids a Switch like way too young.
It was a long
And
time ago too. It was like right around the time of COVID going
like
on when I got my Switch Lite, and I was like, "Hey, that's the color I got." And Naomi was like, "Really?" And it was
my
cute.
ulterior motive 100% was just so that we could trade back and forth so that I could keep my national decks going for Sword and
Right,
Shield. Like that was kind of my ulterior motive. But yeah, I mean, it's worked out long term because, they play it all the time. But
right.
but yeah. Anyway, so I don't know how I would feel about that for monsters because on one hand I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of cool, different covers and different characters and stuff. But then on the other, I'm like, man, games are expensive. Let's just do maybe one.
Yeah, especially these days, games are getting more and more expensive, and getting and you us, and I know that the listeners are the same way on this one. If there is a separate copy, if there are two copies of a DQ game, we're going to get both copies of this physically in order to both have for our collections and to show support for the game in the West, where I know that so many me, and so many other people have bought so many copies of DQ11 that it's just like there's no way. I haven't even touched the PS4 version of DQ11, but I have it. Like I
Oh,
played it on a DQ normal 11 on 11s on the Switch is what I played in the PC version. Like if there are multiple versions of this, it's going to sell like gangbusters because of
yeah.
all of us DQ nerds more than anything else.
To be fair, I don't feel like I've bought an excessive amount of Dragon Quest games. I have the original PS4 one,
Right.
which is the first, version I played
Yeah.
when it was brand new. And then I bought the 3DS one to see what
Yeah.
that was all like because that was like totally different,
Yeah, that was a different. I
And
think that's a
then
different thing.
I bought 11S when it came out on Switch because again, it had the added bonus stuff. So I think all of those three are fairly justified. I think you could argue that maybe buying 11S again after it came out on PlayStation was excessive, and I wouldn't argue with you. Um, I need to go back. I've been waiting forever because I want the Xbox one just so I can have all of
Just to
them, and I
have
guess
all
that
of
kind
it.
of
Yeah.
proves your point. But yeah, I keep waiting. Like there was one time it was like $15, and I was like, oh, now's the time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, there's like so many things I need to spend $15 on instead, rather than a
Yeah.
game I own like 5 times. But yeah,
Exactly.
but like there, like I don't think I'm not just like hoarding like 6 copies of 11S on PS4 or anything like
On PS4,
that.
yeah, not it's not the same console that you're doing it on. And I only have 3 copies of it through 11S on the Switch, the Steam version that I bought first when you convinced me to buy it, and I was playing it on Steam. And then God, that was so long ago that you got me back into JRPGs through Nino Kuni 2 and DQ11 on Steam. And then I have the PS4 version unopened. But I still don't have the 3DS version, which I really need to grab. I don't have a 3DS that'll play. Yeah, I do. I have a 3DS that'll play it now, and I would like to go through it, but I've never gone and bought it. Uh,
Yeah,
but like I think that the point is that I think we've proven is if there are more than one version of
we'll
DQ
buy it.
Monsters 3, we'll buy it, and so will everybody else out there listening to at least this podcast.
Yeah. And actually, now that you say it, I don't think I have a physical copy of the Dragon Quest die game, which I
Oh,
need to
yeah, you
get.
should
Yeah.
grab that. That'll be cheap. Like
I,
on
I,
Amazon Prime days or
I,
something, you'll be able
I
to
think
find
it
that.
pro I think it probably is. I always, because like a lot of recent DQ games, I review for work. So it's like the digital
Right.
version. But then once they're actually out, I buy the physical, because I really
Right.
want them. And I mean, it's Dragon Quest, but every so often there's other games, that
Hmm.
I really enjoy it. I'm like, oh, I want to own like a physical copy of this. Um, so I'll go and buy it. But yeah, you talking about I don't think I have died. But anyway, with the new Monsters games, I'm pretty excited about it. I want to see I'm eager to see how it all plays through story wise because
Yeah.
Dark Prince was kind of like I guess adjacent to the events of DQ4.
Yeah, like you
Um,
see, it won't let you make the choices in Monsters 3 and Dark Prince that go against what happened in DQ4. That
but then there's also like a weird alternate reality thing
it does
that
show you what would happen
yeah.
if you chose those, and like I really like it, but it resets after you make those choices. So I mean, I'm curious about this one too because 5 is such a huge story. Like I'm really curious on how they're going to do it because it spans so much time that don't necessarily, if I'm remembering right, that don't have Bianca and Nera in it.
Yeah,
And
because
so they're coming in partway through this, and we'll be able to see hopefully a different
That
aspect of the story.
that's actually kind of my theory is that it's going to take place after after the fun like haunted mansion section where the hero and Bianca are kids and the hero
Mm-hmm.
moves on after that.
Yeah.
I expect it to focus on Bianca. And so it's going to be like Bianca meeting up with Nira, Deborah, everything like that at that point in the game where like the hero has already left Bianca
Right.
and maybe even once he's like captured with Harry and enslaved and all that stuff. I don't know how far up it's going to go, but um, the fact that they're children, especially,
Yeah.
makes me think that. And who knows? Maybe it's stuff leading up to that moment, but I kind of figure it would be after and kind of fill in some gaps and have some fun, kind of
Yeah.
overlap the way the Dark Prince did with five,
Yep.
where that for people who've played the mainline game you'll catch like some fun references and
Yep.
different things. I'm pretty excited about it. It's also seems to be releasing on like all the like current gen
Yeah.
consoles, which I thought
Which
was cool
is,
because Dark Prince only released on
I think it was on the
Switch,
Switch.
and
Yeah.
then I think it came out on PC, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think, but it was after the Switch
It was
release that it
after.
came out on PC.
Yeah,
That
if it's on like PlayStation or Xbox, I can apparently either did not see it or just
yeah,
forgot that information.
and which
Um,
is interesting that they're doing a wide release like that for a monsters game. To me, it indicates a real strong that they feel really good about what this game is going to be by doing a
yeah,
wide release, because I
I
think
mean,
that Monsters 3 was not a gamble, but I feel like releasing it only on Switch is the safe bet for a game like that to see how it does in the West before they expand with something like 4 here or Withered World.
yeah, I mean, I guess that's true, but also like, I mean, I always think it's dumb for like third-party companies to release exclusives.
Mm,
And it's like, why only release it on Switch when you can get more people to play it, and then from a business standpoint, also get more people to buy it
buy
by
it,
having it
yeah,
release on other consoles. It's like just I it just and it doesn't make sense to me. Even for like, okay, PlayStation pays you X millions of
right,
dollars to have FF7 remake be an exclusive for 4 years or whatever. It's just like I don't see how the money you get from that is necessarily better than the money you get from just people playing it. And I
right,
think I think that's kind of how, to a certain extent, like Square Enix shot themselves in the foot here with like the remake trilogy, is like by the time Rebirth came out, like Rebirth sales underperformed, and I
mm,
think a good part of that was that like a lot of people just didn't have PS5s. And it's
yeah,
like when they released it as a PS4 exclusive, okay, the PS4 was quite a bit older at that
mm-hmm.
point. So theoretically more people have it. But then they released it as a PS5 exclusive, and it's just like, you're alienating such a huge audience,
Large
and it's
audience at
like
that
no
point,
wonder no wonder it didn't sell as well as you wanted to. And then, now it's just today, on the day we're recording this, Rebirth has come out on Switch 2 and Xbox. And so all of that kind of makes me think that maybe the third one's not going to be exclusive because
right,
I mean at the end of the day it's like it's dumb, It's like why give all these people a taste and then do this? But
yeah,
I think that's probably part of the strategy is you had a remake come out on Xbox and Switch in like January, and
yeah,
then you have Rebirth in June. And so it's like when you announce part three, whether that's at Summer Game Fest or the Game Awards or a State of Play or wherever it shows up at eventually, like I think it's kind of setting the stage for that to be a multi-platform release too, because I feel like Square Enix is kind of learning like Rebirth underperformed, FF16 underperformed. Like, what's the common denominator here?
yeah,
Maybe it's that it's releasing on, just one console,
right.
and it's a new-ish console that like not everybody has, and it now costs like $900.
Yeah, yeah, that is also something to account for. Like even the Switch 2, if it were a Switch 2 exclusive, like it's I mean, you'll know more about it than I do, but the Switch 2 hasn't been widely adopted yet in terms of sales. Like people are sticking with their Switches as far as I know, for the most part. Like it's
I
selling, but it's not like the original Switch selling. kind of like
Yeah,
getting it in everybody's hands.
it's not, it's not like a Wii U failure, but it's not, but it's definitely plateaued. And I think
Yeah.
part of that is just, cost of living is
Yeah.
ridiculously high. Everything's expensive. And it's like when things are this expensive, it's hard to justify shelling out money for a $600 console. I mean, they went up again. I think it's 550 in the US
Is it
now.
550 in the
Um,
US? Dang, I
I
thought it
think
was
so.
499. I thought it was 450 to 499, but it may have been
I
five.
can't remember.
Either way, it just
Everything
went
keeps
up
going
again.
up. Yeah,
And the PS5 did or
and
is
and
soon.
so I think the thing is that like why spend all that new money on a Switch 2 when a lot of the games currently run on a Switch
Right.
1? And also I think, people hate game key cards. I mean, I know I do.
Yeah.
And so it's like, hey, I want an actual video game. So of course I'm going to buy the Switch 1 edition like and
Yeah.
just keep my Switch 1 console.
I didn't know
Um
how much I would hate it until I got DQ7 reimagined. That how just the idea of knowing it's a digital one on there, but I have to worry about the key card and not keep something else in there really is like a cognitive piece of friction on that game for me.
so explain this to me for a second before we go back to DQ Monsters because I've never actually downright refuse to buy a game key card. So I don't know, like,
Okay.
so when you open it up, is it just a slip of paper
No,
with the
it's a
code on there?
card. No, it's the actual game key card. Like it's an actual Switch cartridge that goes into the machine that it has to read in order to give you access to your digital copy that you downloaded. Like that's the stupid part. As far as I understand how it works, it is a Switch cartridge without the flash RAM on it. That it just reads as a piece of plastic with the chipset that's like, oh yeah, you have access, you have the license for this game.
Oh,
But it you actually have to have it in the Switch to do that when it says game key card. Like it's an actual game key card where like for Jennifer and me going back and forth, we were going between excuse me, we were going between Donkey Kong Bonanza, which she has physically, and DQ7 Reimagined, which I have as a game key card. And instead of because it's downloaded on the Switch, usually I can just go back and forth without having to worry about changing things out. But for some reason, knowing it's downloaded there, there was extra friction in making me want to switch the cards out to go back and
so
forth to be able to play it.
so once you put the card in and it downloads the digital copy, you still have to
Right.
have the cart in.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like physical but worse, but also kind of like digital but worse. So
Yes.
it's like just the worst of
Of
it's the worst
both.
part of both worlds.
Yes, it is. It is.
Wow, that is really terrible. I was
It's
already like against it, but now I'm like even angry about it.
yeah.
That's
Where
that's terrible. Why would they do that?
it's a terrible idea. It's a terrible system. Like
Which,
it looks on paper like a compromise for people who want physical media, but what it
yeah.
does is make us mad.
Which, to be
Like
fair, I think is kind of like a failing thing. Like the vibe I get is that this is not going super well for Nintendo and is,
yeah.
partially responsible for them doing like the price changes between digital and physical and
Hmm.
stuff. But it's just like, man, what a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's not good, which is, you saying that about the game key cards that you're not a fan of them. There is a reason. Like this is the only game key card I have, and it very well may be the only game key card I buy.
Yeah, because
The main reason I wanted that one though was to just have the case on my collection on
yeah,
the shelf. But
no, I
it's
understand that.
definitely obnoxious in use. Like the actual day-to-day use of a game key card is obnoxious.
Yeah.
It's like those
Um,
virtual key cards that they put in so you can't keep the same game on different consoles, different versions of your console, only worse because you actually have to physically move the key to a different console.
yeah, that's dumb too. Nintendo has just totally like dropped the ball with the Switch 2 like
Yeah,
completely, but that's probably a rant for a whole other day. Um, so anyway, with Monsters, it is coming out on like all current gen platforms that I can think of right now.
yeah,
And which is pretty exciting. We also know it's coming before Dragon Quest 12, which is
yes.
admittedly a pretty wide
That's a
window because we don't
yeah,
really know when DQ 12 is coming out. We just kind of all hope it's sometime within the next like 3 to 5 years. Um, so I suspect that we're getting this new Monsters game sooner rather than later.
right. That's my
Um,
assumption based on just the way things are laid out right now.
I part of that is stuff that I can't really wholly speak to that I know is coming down the road, and me just kind of putting two and two together here
Right.
that like I suspect we're going to see more of Monsters soon, and that it is also coming out sooner than later, but I don't
Yeah.
know 100%. It's just kind of me connecting some dots here. Um, and I'm sorry to be purposely vague, but uh, I am hopeful that that even means that we get a new DQ game for like holiday 2026, or
Yeah.
at least, early part of 2027. Um, I don't know how much Square Enix is afraid of GTA 6 the way every other video game seems to be.
Everybody seems to be.
'Cause, I mean, Fable and the new Tomb Raider game all got pushed to February. Apparently, February 2027 is like the I'm scared of GTA 6 month now.
Yeah, I saw that recently.
Um, because it's just like I feel like all these games are like, you know what,
Is
we're
it
gonna move to
December for
February.
GTA 6? Is it November or December?
November
November.
19th.
Okay.
It's my cousin's birthday, so it's easy for me to remember.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much Square Enix and Dragon Quest as a whole is like intimidated by GTA 6 to come out with like a holiday release this year, but um I I think I have a good feeling that we're seeing Monsters soon, and I don't want to give people false hope, but I mean I'm like pretty
I'm
positive
I've
at
been
this point.
hoping for a November release on this one, the fall or at the very least a fall to winter release on Monsters, and I think that it's more likely to get a Monsters release early this year or well, late this year than early 2027 like the others got pushed back because Fable and the others what was the other one you mentioned that got
The new
pushed
Tomb
back?
Raider game,
The new
Legacy of
Tomb Raider
Atlantis.
game are AAA games that may hit that same audience as GTA players and have more overlap where I don't
Yeah.
see Monsters having nearly as much overlap with GTA audiences as something else like a major Pokemon release or something like that. Like I will never play GTA 6. Like
Yeah.
for personally, like I hate them. I don't enjoy them. I think they're simply not fun games to play. So
Mhm.
the idea of GTA 6 pushing things I want to play back is abhorrent to me. Like I understand other people will love it and it's going to be insane, but for me, and probably there are other people like me who don't want our who have no desire to it and want good games coming out in the fall and winter that we can play.
No, I mean, I agree with you there to a certain extent, but I also feel like the entire industry is like afraid of GTA 6 at this
Yeah,
point. And so everybody is kind of just like, oh, well, if you release it far
yeah,
enough ahead of time or far enough behind it, then, that's kind
yep,
of the sweet spot. Everybody seems to want to do it 2 months early or 2 months
yep.
after. Um, and my biggest thing with Monsters is I think maybe any other year it might have been later this year, but we had Seven Remake already come out earlier this
Mm.
year. So an early 2027 release might happen, especially considering that we're probably getting Gen 10 of Pokemon in the fall of
Uh,
2027, and that
okay,
will have a lot of crossover audience with Dragon Quest
that will
Monsters.
for sure.
Um,
That's the one that I think they would avoid for sure is not overlapping with the 10 with Gen 10.
yeah, I don't know. Didn't Dragon Prince come out around close to a Pokemon game? Or am I just
I don't
confusing
know.
my years?
Maybe I can't
I don't
keep
know.
up. I
The
can't ever
years have all
remember.
kind of
Yeah.
bled together at this point. Um, I feel like a Dragon Quest game came out around the same time as Scarlet and Violet, but it might have been Dragon Quest Treasures.
Could have been treasures. Like I don't remember because I'm thinking maybe it was treasures because I haven't grabbed any of the Pokemon games since
Yeah,
Pokemon Sword.
yeah. I don't
So
know. We're bleeding into like old men at a nursing
it
home trying to
is. It's like you
remember
remember
territory.
when Pokemon Scarlet
Yeah,
came out? I wasn't playing that.
yeah.
Uh,
Do you miss visiting your pop at the nursing home? Listen to Dragon Quest FM.
it's
Yeah.
true.
So Withered World, it looks really cool. I know we're both really excited
Yeah.
about it. I really think we're going to be seeing more about this game really, really soon. So
This week is Summer Games Fest, so I'm really hoping we see something because we didn't see it at State of Play.
if
So
you're
I'm hoping,
listening, like this episode is on Friday, so like opening night for Summer Game Fest would be like tonight, Friday night. Um, and then there's also a Nintendo Direct coming soonish.
Oh, I didn't know that. I hadn't seen
It's
anything
not
about it.
inside information. It's just like, hey, it's summertime and Nintendo does a Direct every summer.
Oh,
It doesn't,
gotcha.
so it doesn't really take a genius to be like, hey, there's a Nintendo Direct going to happen.
Right.
Um, and two, PlayStation just had one. Xbox is having one on Sunday, so
Mm,
Nintendo's going to do one at some point in the June, July space.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think we're getting it. Before we run out of time, there's one other Dragon Quest thing that we
Right.
wanted to tell you guys about. So as you guys know, we've been reading along with the Dragon Quest Mark of Erdrick. I still
Yep.
pause just a second
Yeah, I
because I'm so
know. I'm
used to
like,
calling it Emblem of Roto.
yep.
Mark of Erdrick manga. And Square Enix was actually, we'll say, nice enough to send us some extra
Yep.
copies. Since they sent us some extra copies, you can see the new Volume 4, which is coming out in just like a week or two from
Hmm.
right now. Uh, we decided since we have some extras that we would give them away to people
Hmm.
who want to read the manga. So uh, we are going to give one away randomly to just one of our patrons as just a thank you because we're always trying to be nice to our Patreon patrons.
Hmm.
But then we're giving away at least one more to listeners. So if you are watching, listening to this episode, there are like a million ways to tell us you're interested. One is you could just leave like a comment on YouTube or Spotify uh, related to the manga here, and we'll just add your name to the entries. If you follow us on Blue Sky or Twitter, you can, shoot us a DM or an at on either one of those spaces and just say, hey, I want to put my name in the running. We'll add your name to the list. If you're not following us on Twitter or Blue Sky, please do. We're
Right.
at both those places at Dragon Quest FM. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/@ DQFM. And then on Spotify is Dragon Quest FM. So there's like a ton of ways. If you don't have any of that stuff and you really want this manga, you can shoot us a message on Patreon without being a member, and you can also just shoot us an email. We have an email set up that's social at
DragonQuest.fm.
dragonquest.fm. So we have like a ton of ways for you to get in touch with us. And yeah, we're going to give away some copies of the Dragon Quest Mark of Erdrick Volume 4 right here.
Yep. And we'll
It comes
select them at
out.
random
Yep.
from the list of people who do that. I'm not sure what the deadlines that we're going to set up on that because it's just kind of one of those things.
We'll probably do it
Uh,
at release. That way we're not like
Not
accidentally
like
leaking
sending it out
early
beforehand. Yeah.
copies. Yeah.
Uh,
So it comes out, I think, June 22nd, possibly 23rd. So we'll be talking about this over the course of the next couple of episodes to get you guys ready, and we'll probably do an episode on it as well. Um, but since we had some extra copies, we just wanted to like pay it forward, and you can't take it with you, right?
right.
So
I
you
mean,
might as well
try.
we're gonna bury you with all your Dragon Quest manga just
Manga.
in
Just
your
just hold. Yep.
in
Um,
your arms. Yeah.
and also you
Um,
mentioned patrons, and I would like to say I'm working on getting season 8, which we're in right now. New episodes up on an ad-free Patreon exclusive feed. Older seasons have them baked in, unfortunately. But as I go through, I'm working on getting season 8. The last like 10 or so episodes are ad-free on there to listen for patrons, and every week I'll be in addition to putting them on YouTube and Spotify and all the other podcast places as we do, I'll be adding the ad-free version of the video and audio to Patreon feeds. So if you would like to support that and get it without the ads, then you can go to patreon.com/dragonquestfm and check that part out. And thank
cool.
you. I don't remember which patron joined and asked about that, and I can't believe I've not done that
Etrian
before now.
Odysseus, I'm pretty
Etrian
sure.
Odysseus, thank you for bringing that to my attention. It did not cross my mind. I'm terrible, and but we'll make it right with what we can, and moving forward, that'll be the case.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys for listening to this week's episode. Be sure to let us know what you're excited about the new Monsters game, or if you're not, why you're not excited. Because I honestly want
Yeah,
to know. Because I feel like Monsters is always awesome, right?
yeah.
Um, Monsters is good.
Monsters is
Um,
good.
and with that, I think we'll sign off for today. So thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Yep. Bye, everybody.